Well, hello there. This is Michael with the Aries reading for February 2023. I hope that this finds you well, whether you are an Aries sun, moon, or rising. I really like what I am seeing for the month of February. It's actually a very straightforward month, a lot of forward moving momentum. And so naturally, as a Virgo, I find that really sketchy. I'm really just kidding. I'm not, but I do have your cards on the table, Aries, and things are actually looking really, really good. I will just say one thing about this month, though, is it's important that you still take initiative and that you still take up opportunities. That is actually going to be a theme for the month of February as well. If you're excited for today's reading, then definitely be sure to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you can always stay up to date with what's in the cards for you. For those of you who are brand new to my channel, my name is Michael, and I incorporate tarot and tropical astrology to intuit monthly forecasts for your zodiac sign. If you're looking to dive even deeper, you can find links for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions with me in the description box down below, as well as links for the blog posts and my other social media accounts. So Aries, there's a lot of focus on your dreams as we are coming into Aquarius season, and specifically your aspirations and hopes. But even in the second half of February, when we are moving into Pisces season, there really is still this focus on dreams, and that's when it even gets a little bit watery. There's a lot of focus on the subconscious, on spirituality. I feel like for you, Aries, there is something that you need to take a leap of faith on with the Fool. And it's like, I get kind of a mixed energy with this group, with this card, because I feel like some of you have already taken initiative with something, and this is kind of past energy. For others of you, you've had to kind of clear out your life, or maybe even life or the universe has had to clear things out, so you will have a new beginning here. But either way, I just get the sense of newness, and it's not gonna feel super comfy cozy, if I'm being completely honest. It is gonna make you feel a little bit nervous. Granted, it shouldn't be something where you're feeling like torn up with anxiety, but it's like the things that are aligned for you this month, it will require that leap of faith. It will require you to step out of your comfort zone a little bit. And honestly, 2023 is gonna be a year where you're really encouraged to move towards your potential. Especially if you are an Aries rising. But anyways, I often do think of your sign with the Fool, and that is kind of interesting because the Fool technically, in traditional tarot, is associated with the planet Uranus, which brings about change and new beginnings and kind of higher insight. It's kind of a wild card energy. But I always say that the Fool reminds me of Aries energy as well, because it is just that taking caution to the wind and just doing something. You know you have to learn as you go. And so I feel like some of you need to kind of have this reminder, or you've been receiving this reminder. I do actually have the 10 of Pentacles here as well. And so some of you have really been building towards a legacy. This could really be involving work. I could also see this involving a home or potentially a move as well. And very often when there's a new job or when you are pursuing something, you might relocate. So that could very well be interconnected for some of you. But I'm really getting this sense of wanting to have long-term stability. And maybe in the past, it has been kind of just like going from one thing to the next. And with the 10 of Pentacles here, there is now this focus to really act towards your dreams, to start building something, to be very productive towards something, and you will need to take a step towards that this month, or that is something you're going to be feeling inspired to step towards. I do also have the Ace of Cups. This is coming out front and center for your reading. Love to see this because this talks about new beginnings. This could be talking about emotions and relationships for some of you, but to be honest, looking at these cards, I really do get the sense that this is more about you finding fulfillment for yourself, finding healthier relationships. It's more of like a self-focus kind of thing. And I think it's like filling up your own cup and naturally overflowing. You are really learning how to do that, Aries. And I think, again, 2023 really is a year that is actually quite focused on you. We actually do have Jupiter in your sign as well, and Jupiter is going to be there until May, which is bringing you a lot of expansion and opportunities for growth. And I feel like there is something here that is replenishing you. It's giving you some sort of life force here. And I feel like your intuition is actually strengthening this month as well, which makes a lot of sense because we do have a Pisces new moon on the 20th, which is the same day that we enter Pisces season. So there really is just this very big, watery, dreamy energy, and it feels really positive. And again, it's about being productive. It's okay to be dreamy. It's okay to kind of have your head up in the clouds, but it's also important that you are still taking steps. Okay. There could also be the potential that there is like finding new passion and creativity again, especially with the full moon that we have in Aries on the 5th. This could be a really passionate time, maybe even a little bit dramatic, if I'm being honest, but this feels more like something you are feeling inspired towards. And there's something about this inspiration being peak in the month of February. And with the Three of Cups here, there is also this focus on friendship and community and belonging. All of this makes perfect sense for me, for you, for the month of February, because we are in Aquarius season. Excuse me. Maybe some of you are having a hard time speaking up or connecting with people because I was getting some throat stuff. And I know I always say this, but it really is only when I record. I never have like throat stuff come up when I'm working with clients. So that's always so interesting. But I feel like a lot of you might be communicating something or having very heartfelt conversations. And I actually see this more so with friends or community, or even like people who feel like siblings to you, kindred spirits. This could potentially be something romantic as well. You could be having a lot of kind of emotional conversations with someone you are intimate with. But to be honest, I get more of a sense of you connecting to groups of people. And that feels like the main focus. And there actually is this Six of Pentacles as well. So you could be receiving support from other people, or maybe you are feeling inspired to give support to others. That could be something that is kind of this thing that makes you feel a sense of purpose. And that is going to be very loud and resonant for you this month. I do want to clarify some energies, and we'll also pull an animal card or two for you. Let's see, what's going on for Aries here? Let's clarify some of this energy. Let's start from the beginning. So we have the Four of Wands, and this is kind of clarifying the Fool and the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like there is something that you are celebrating, or there is something that you are embarking on that will be successful. You will reach a milestone that you are putting in your sights. So maybe this is something you've been kind of doing, especially in January during Capricorn season, where you have been setting goals for yourself. Now, January did start off kind of rocky, if I'm being honest, but things started to pick up probably for you around the 12th when your ruling planet Mars first went direct in the sign of Gemini. And we actually do have all planets direct throughout April, or through April, I should say. And January really was a month of kind of shifting gears and starting to move forward. And especially by the time we entered the end of the month, like around the 22nd, that's when things really felt renewed, or that's when there really were changes and new beginnings. But I feel like it's important that you keep your eyes on the prize, so to speak, Aries, that you really keep this sort of long-term vision. I actually am getting this message of you visualizing the things you want to accomplish as you are falling asleep. And this is a very receptive state when you are kind of half awake, half asleep, and sort of going off. You become your most open and receptive energetically while you are asleep. So that makes a lot of sense to me. I feel like some of you are going to be doing maybe something with dream incubation as well, especially with Pisces energy. That's a great way to work with this energy. But it feels like, visualizing or even listening to affirmations as you're falling asleep. That feels like something that could be really powerful for you. And kind of reminds me of this Ace of Cups here as well. So let's keep pulling. What other messages do we have for Aries? Interesting. So we do have the Tower, and this is coming with the Ace of Cups and the Three of Cups, and this is clarifying this energy. So I really feel like ultimately with the Tower here, some of you may have had some sort of rupture either in a social group or with other people, And I actually get the sense that in the month of February, you are healing or mending things. You might have to have some hard conversations. Oftentimes, that is necessary for reconnecting or finding resolution. But I actually feel like this tower is more of a past energy, and kind of just referencing the astrology again. There were a lot of things that were coming up that weren't working or needed to be changed. And so I feel like you are now working through these solutions with other people and having productive conversations with other people. But that doesn't mean that it won't have moments that could still feel like needing to tear some walls down, being vulnerable, being exposed. And that was kind of an energy I was getting for the Fool with you as well, Aries. Needing to be more open, needing to be more comfortable with being vulnerable and taking chances. Those are big messages and themes for you as well. This could also potentially represent that there is something going on with a friend or someone in your community, and maybe that's why you are feeling called to help someone or to offer things to someone. If there is someone this month who is going through something, maybe a death or a loss of a job or just some sort of traumatic life event, I do feel like Spirit wants you, Aries, to reach out to this person in some way. And it doesn't have to be a big gesture. Maybe it's just bringing food to someone or, buying someone a cup of coffee or something like that. I feel like that's actually something that some of you are being called to do and really connect and help other people. And also really have that reciprocity for yourself, too. I really do think of the Six of Pentacles as reciprocity and making sure that relationships are balanced. And that's going to be a very prevalent theme for you throughout the month as well. Are there any other messages for Aries? Show us clearly, please. Ooh, we do have Temperance. Yeah, so I feel like there is kind of finding harmony. February is really just a great month to stabilize things, to make strides towards things. March does get a little more active astrologically. There's actually a lot of things happening in March. It's almost like the biggest month of the year, one of the bigger months of the year. And so right now, I feel like this is a great time to balance. For some reason, I do kind of get the message, calm before the storm. That's kind of interesting. Things could get really, really busy in the next month. So be sure that you are taking the time to heal yourself, to make sure that everything is aligned before you're moving forward. But don't let that be a source of paralyzation either. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Even with tempering, it really is about strengthening certain qualities. That's actually what it means to temper. And oftentimes we think of temperance as kind of like balancing or even neutralizing energies. But in truth, to temper something is actually to strengthen specific qualities. And so you are strengthening qualities in yourself or seeking out relationships that are not about repressing certain parts of yourself. It is actually about boldly claiming who you are, and helping other people do that as well. Really helping each other find and identify your own strengths. So that's really interesting. But honestly, very lovely energy overall. I do want to pull for relationships a little more, specifically love, because I know that's always a big question, and maybe also pull a card for career, and we will close out with an animal card. So when it comes to love, we do have the Nine of Swords. You could be overthinking situations. There could be kind of an energy of being stuck in your head, or maybe you're thinking about someone. And this kind of reminds me of the message I got earlier. It's what are the thoughts you're thinking when you're going to bed? If you are single or you are really longing for someone and your energy is focused on them as you're falling asleep, Spirit really wants you to redirect your energy towards your goals, towards the things that fill you with life, and the things that help you feel connected to other people. I'm getting something with the Nine of Swords and sleep. That is really a big theme for you this month, which is quite interesting. So pay attention to your dreams as well and messages that could be coming through. But I feel like with the Nine of Swords, there is the potential that you're just feeling anxious or depressed over relationships or over someone you are connecting to could be feeling depressed or anxious. My apologies for fumbling over my words there. feels like there's a couple of messages that are actually trying to come out at the same time. But with this Nine of Swords, I feel like there's something about connecting with someone in your sleep and in your dreams. And I know that's super cliche and kind of corny, but I do also believe that that does happen sometimes. And I'm not saying this in kind of the toxic way of like, oh, you're connecting with someone in the astral plane, you're connecting with your soulmate. Again, I do believe that those things happen, but it kind of feels toxic when I see that on YouTube, just being honest. This feels more like you're picking up on other energies in your sleep. And to be honest, it doesn't feel super great. So I feel like there's something you're supposed to be doing instead, kind of redirecting your energy or attention. We do have the Queen of Wands. So confidence is really, really important for you as well. Really having this bold sense of self-love and this bold sense of confidence, even if you don't always feel super secure. You could be doubting certain things about yourself right now. You might be doubting your judgment in relationships. And it's really important that you are focused on yourself and loving yourself. And that's where this clarity will come through, especially if you're not really sure what to do regarding a romantic connection. So what do we have for money? What do we have for business? Show me the money, Spirit. We have the Four of Cups. So again, there are opportunities here. There are opportunities to increase revenue, or maybe opportunities for employment, or just a better gig. But it's important that you are looking for these things, that you're not focused on the past. Be open to new sources of abundance. What else do we have for finances? We have the Page of Pentacles. I feel like some of you are kind of remembering your life purpose this month, or you're remembering the thing that you actually want to do. And maybe some of you have kind of gone off course a little bit. You've been working a job or in some sort of environment where you've just been doing what's necessary. Maybe you felt like you needed to build up resources, or you needed to build something first before you could go off and do something. Have a new venture. I feel like for those of you who are in this process, February is a great time to actually start moving in that direction. And just seeing the Page of Pentacles, you could be learning things as well. So maybe some of you are taking courses. Maybe that is the form this opportunity is taking or manifesting as for you this month. For others of you, this is literally just starting something new and kind of learning by getting your hands in the dirt, so to speak. You are learning from the process, and that feels very nourishing to you as well. So let's pull an animal card for you. I always think of the animal cards as messages or energies to embody, but they could also come forward maybe as symbols or images throughout the month, just a little extra nod from Spirit. So just be open. What is the animal message for Aries? Show us clearly, please. What is the animal message for Aries? I did just have the bear card kind of flip out for a second, and that often does speak about coming out of a hibernation. And so like needing to step back out into the world, return to the world in some way. I'm getting that message and that energy for you, especially with all of the planets this month. It's really a great month to just kind of venture forth. What are the messages for Aries? What is the animal message for Aries? Nope, it's this one. Interesting. So we do have the hyena. And to get a little existential here, what is it that you are masking with humor? How are you not taking yourself or your dreams or your own emotions seriously? I say that because hyena often is associated with that false laughter. And when we look at this card and see the half moon, there is something that is a bit hidden or veiled in this card. Hyena is also a scavenger. So again, there is this message of opportunities and looking for opportunities. And what's interesting about hyenas in particular, they're actually known to bite at the legs or ankles of other animals to kind of speed them up while they are feasting, to kind of be like, hey, it's my turn. So you might need to be a little insistent yourself this month. You might need to hurry other people along or rally other people in order to move forward. But I really look at hyena as needing to needing to kind of see things clearly. I know this card also talks about sobriety. That is also a message that comes with the hyena too, because it's almost like that drunken laughter. What are the ways you kind of cope with substances or with humor? How do you kind of suppress your emotions and hide how you truly feel? Because sometimes the thing that you need to do in order to really step forward into your purpose is to stop laughing about it, stop making it a joke. And I know how easy that can be. I kind of laughed about making a tarot channel years ago. I was like, oh, like maybe I'll do this and, kind of just like tongue in cheek so other people wouldn't think I'm crazy or ungrounded. But it's like, no, you need to claim. You need to claim this purpose. You need to claim your dreams. And I think that could also be part of that leap of faith, that vulnerability. And there are people who aren't going to understand that, and that's okay. You only need to answer to yourself and to your soul. And I think those are all the messages I have for you this month, Aries. I do hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Again, all of my links are in the description box down below. If you're looking for a reading or distance Reiki session, you can also find the accompanying blog post. And if you want to check out some of the other videos, maybe for rising or moon sign, rising sign is especially important, you are welcome to look at the other videos as well. And I will see you all next time. Take care, Aries.